Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us today. This is a presentation about enterprise architecture and how it can be used for help in implementing a strategy change in your business. Let's start with an example. Imagine a company that is manufacturing toys in a factory. The company needs many different functions apart from the physical factory itself in order to be able to manufacture these toys. Different companies naturally have different needs, but in our example, let's say that the functions are the design office, the factory, the logistics, the sales, and of course, the clients. Technology connects these functions together. Today, technology is present everywhere, so you can't have a business without taking it into consideration. Let's say you want to change something in your company in a major way. The first step is always to make sure you know what your company is made of. This doesn't just mean the technology, it also means your business processes and the information you need to do your business, among many other things. In our example case, the company might want to change into a design company so that it doesn't have to have a factory anymore. After seeing your company from these different views, it's time to evaluate some important questions. What are you trying to change in your company? Is it possible to change that in your company? How can the change be actually implemented? A way to get answers for all of these is to use enterprise architecture as a part of your toolbox. What is enterprise architecture then? We already saw some elements of enterprise architecture in our example. Enterprise architecture is a concept combining different kinds of architectures and related activities that consists of the following elements: descriptions of technology, information, application, and business architecture. Methods and frameworks that you can use to create the architecture descriptions. Tools that can help you in creating, combining, and upkeeping this knowledge. Best practices for different kinds of situations and companies. And finally, a way to govern and control all of these activities together. In our example, we can use enterprise architecture to describe our toy company's current situation from multiple perspectives in a way which makes them align together. In other words, we are trying to describe the information technology and align it with the business. After we understand what we want from our business in the future, we can start to create a future state for our enterprise architecture. This means that we are describing what kind of an information technology state would enable the business vision to come true. With enterprise architecture, we are not only able to describe the future state, but also to describe how we could get there in practice, and if the future state is possible at all when considering our current situation. How can enterprise architecture help in a strategy change? Enterprise architecture can be thought to be situated between the company's strategy and the daily operations of the company. The company strategy is what defines objectives and sets priorities for our daily operations. The enterprise architecture can be used to find out the limits for these and answer for the question, is it possible to change that? The way enterprise architecture interacts with the daily operations is that it defines the capabilities of the daily operations. So enterprise architecture is really closely attached to the business and operating models. So in practice, we would start from the business benefits we anticipate our strategy change would have. First, we need to create a vision of an enterprise architecture that makes those benefits come true. This is called the to-be enterprise architecture. The next step is to create a plan containing the steps we would take to get to the vision. This is called the process from as-is enterprise architecture to the to-be enterprise architecture. When we have planned the required steps, we need to start thinking of the real life. Money is not an infinite resource. The third part is to decide on what changes are absolutely necessary or not required. We need to also decide in which order to do these changes. This is called the information technology governance. To wrap things up for us, thinking of a change in business is never just about one thing, business or technology. In order for us to be successful with a change, we need to think of it from multiple angles and align them together. In our example case, the enterprise architecture helps us in 3 ways. It helps us to predict what changes are required from the technology for our major strategy change. It helps us to get the required technology vision from our current technology situation and it helps us to make sure we don't go bankrupt while trying to get to the new state. After all, business must go on all the time. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation of how to use enterprise architecture as an aid in implementing a strategy change in your business. This presentation has been made for the Enterprise Architecture course in the University of Turku, Finland. Goodbye.